There's a kind of success that still leaves you restless at night. You know, you've hit the milestones, got the money in the bank, got the status that many people envy, but something's still missing. And secretly, you know that it's not more money or accolades because you've been in this cycle of getting more of all of that, but it still hasn't filled that emptiness. In this video, we're talking about how to move into a version of success that actually satisfies and fulfills you. It's the kind of success that feels expansive and spacious, one that you don't have to keep fighting for or proving that you're worthy of. The way to achieve it not only requires a mindset shift towards allowing peace, but it also requires creating a sense of safety in letting go of the tight grip that you currently have on everything. And sometimes that means doing less. And I know that doing less is counterintuitive to everything you currently know about achieving or maintaining success, because it's been deeply ingrained from a really young age that success requires sacrifice and long hours of very, very hard work. But what if it didn't? Just hold that possibility just for a moment, yeah? Suspend the disbelief just for a little while so you can experience the difference that that possibility makes in how you feel in your body. We're excellent at listening to our minds, but I just want you to take a moment to listen to your body, because your body knows way more about what's true to you than your mind does. You see, we've been on this hamster wheel of doing all the things all of the time, but what I would love for you to understand is that when we're so busy, we literally can't hear our inner guidance that never steers us wrong. We've been running on empty in so many ways and for so very long that being in a state of constant stress has begun to feel normal, right? But that's not the way our brains and bodies were meant to function. So that constant stress is negatively affecting every part of your life, from your mental and physical health to the health of your relationships and even the health of your bank account. But when we stop just for a little bit and tune in to our bodies and our intuition, we realize that we're not living a life that we actually chose. We're living a life that we were told to want, a life that we were promised would bring us happiness, peace, and fulfillment. But the fact that you feel so dissatisfied with it, despite ticking off every single thing on the checklist of success, means that there's more for you than the story you're currently living. What that dissatisfaction is telling you is that now is the time that you get to write your own story. You get to live your own life by your own rules and, most importantly, in your own way. But you can't know what that way is until you've released the busyness in your mind long enough to actually hear it. And that doesn't mean blowing up your life. I went into that in my last video. You've worked hard for everything you've got, so we're absolutely not going to get rid of it all. No, what it means is changing the definition of success from checking off more tick boxes to bringing in more peace, enjoyment, fulfillment, and satisfaction. Hi, I'm Janet Mohapi-Banks, and I'm a best-selling author of my book, The Habits for Happiness, and I'm a transformational happiness coach for high achievers and soul seekers who wake up feeling empty despite their outward success. If you'd like a taste of how my work can help you, I invite you to join me in my free 14-day mini course, Rewire Your Brain for Happiness. The link is in the description. Now, before we get into this, I want to tell you that you've done everything right, yeah? So if you've been feeling as though this high stress and anxiety is because you're not measuring up, that you should be further along, or that you're being ungrateful or selfish for wanting more than you have, I want you to get rid of those beliefs right now. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, and you're feeling exactly the way that you're meant to be feeling by virtue of the fact that this is where you are and this is how you feel. The problem isn't with you. It's with the rule book that you've been following and the rules that you've been living by. This is a rulebook that was written by other people with agendas that didn't include your peace or happiness. Okay, so let's look at this rulebook and why it's got you working so hard. The old rulebook says that happiness equals the money, the house, the car, the career, the relationships, the jewelry, etc. You've got to get all of those boxes ticked. And if you're watching this, then I know that you've already done that, or you're well on your way to doing it. But another rule in that rule book says that if somebody else has more than you, then you're not doing as well as you could be, right? The rule book pits us against each other, and it assumes that you're playing a zero-sum game. So if there's more to get, then you can't be satisfied until you've got it all, right? You're taught that second place is losing and that there's little honor in getting a silver medal because what you should have gotten is gold. And because our attention is based on the comparison of everything outside of us, we never feel enough until we rewrite those rules. I've been there. I've had the brand new car in the driveway, the champagne in the fridge, the award-winning sought-after business, but none of it kept me happy or satisfied for very long. And eventually it came with such a high level of stress that I couldn't enjoy any of it as much as I thought I would. And I definitely didn't have any sense of peace or ease at that time. I'd built the life that the rulebook told me to want, but because it wasn't in alignment with my personal blueprint for happiness, it just didn't satisfy me. And the harder I pushed to try to find that satisfaction, the worse it actually got. In the end, I burnt myself out so badly, I was bedridden for 5 years with a digestive disorder that had the prognosis of a slow death by starvation. It was in recovering from that condition that I understood that the rulebook I'd been following, this constant need to look impressive and accomplished for other people, didn't have anything to do with creating peace or happiness in my life, unless, and this is the important part, unless we're aligned with the success that we're creating. But here's the thing, we cannot align ourselves with something that we don't inherently hold as true. So when we're pushing for a version of success that doesn't fulfill us, we'll eventually get disillusioned with it. Because success without satisfaction really isn't success at all, is it? It's just performance that looks good to other people. And I don't know about you, but I didn't come here to be a performing seal, right? I came here to live a life of purpose with happiness, peace of mind, and abundance in all of its forms. So if you're chasing a version of success that no longer feels like it fits, that's your sign. That's your sign that you're ready for something deeper, something real, and something that finally feels like you. The kind of success you're craving now isn't rooted in sacrifice. It's rooted in alignment. Not the kind built to impress, but the kind that's built to fulfill. It's about creating success that brings peace instead of pressure, that lets you feel proud instead of just productive. That's what I help my clients to do, and it's what I've done in my life over and over again. I've rewritten that rule book and built a life that feels peaceful, joyful, and 100% mine. Now, if this is resonating with you, I invite you to join me in my free 14-day mini course, Rewire Your Brain for Happiness. It's not fluff. It's very practical, neuroscience-based. It's a reset that helps you to shift the subconscious beliefs that are keeping you trapped in the old paradigm. You'll find the link in the description. And if you haven't watched it yet, my last video is where I talk about how making the change to live in alignment doesn't mean that you have to burn it all down. So click there to watch that now, because it really does expand on this. I look forward to seeing you in my community, and if I don't, well, just know that you've got this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.